Hello, thank you for joining me for yoga tonight. My name is Danielle. This is a live stream comeback yoga class. And comeback yoga is an organization, nonprofit that meets veterans where they're at. And sometimes that means providing classes for you at home. This is a level 2 class, and there's not much difference between a level 1 and a level 2 class as far as intensity is concerned. It more has to do with instruction. There might be less instruction in a level 2 class. And I'm going to cue 2 yoga blocks and a strap for practice. If you don't have those things, that's okay. You can always use couch pillows or bed pillows if we're using the blocks to pad the joints. If we're using the blocks to add height, a firm book would work, or even a photo album. And if you don't have a yoga strap, you can use a belt, a necktie, a towel. This is going to feel very similar to other yoga classes you've taken and experienced. However, comeback yoga classes are taught from a trauma-informed perspective. And there, again, the difference lies in the instruction and also in the little tools that we use. For example, before we even get started, start to get oriented to your space. Take a look around, notice what's around your space, know where your exits are to your space. And if there's something that you can do to make yourself even 10% more comfortable, do that now. So that might mean turning your yoga mat to face your space. Maybe you like to have your phone nearby, but you place it face down so it doesn't distract you as we begin to move in practice. We're going to start tonight lying down on the back. I want you to take your blocks with you. You're going to place them to the middle of your mat. And as you come to lie down, you're going to bend your knees, bring your feet flat, and then soles the feet together, knees fall open wide. So the blocks are there to support your knees in case your hips or your low back feel tight. And you can really rest your hands wherever they're comfortable here. I like to bring my hands to my belly, right below my belly button. Sometimes it's easier to stay connected to your breath when you can feel it. So you might notice when you inhale, your belly rises underneath your hands. When you exhale, your belly lowers and moves away from your hands. Start to even your breath out. Try to find a slow and steady rhythm to your breath. Start by taking a deep inhale through your nose, and then a full, complete exhale out of your mouth. Do another like that one. Inhale, fill up to the top. Exhale, sigh it out. Work on finding a rhythm to your breath that you can maintain for the rest of our class. Keep the slow and the steady inhales. Use your exhales to empty out entirely. Soften your muscles and the hinge of your jaw. Scan your body from head to toe. And take note of any areas that feel tight, tense, or sore. Be mindful of those areas as we begin to move and practice. Take one more deep breath in, fill up to the top. Stay for your exhale, let it go. Bring your hands to the outside of your knees. Gently close your knees together. And you can kind of place your blocks over to the side because you're going to bring your feet wide to the edge of your mat and press your knees together. So what we're doing here is just moving the hips in the opposite direction. At first, just feel your feet press down into the floor as your legs move in towards each other. And then from here, you can continue to hold the posture in stillness, or you can start to move your knees back and forth like they're windshield wipers. Either one is fine. If you choose movement, let the movement be kind of slow and use it to check in with how your hips or your low back are doing. Now, if you chose movement, do one more on each side just to even it out. And then when you come back to center, wiggle your feet back into hip width and hug your knees into your chest. It might feel nice from here to sway side to side, or draw some circles on the ceiling with your feet. Just take some movement here to give your low back some love. Good. Slowly come back to center. Bring your hands behind your knees. Rock and roll the length of your spine a few times. You want to gain enough momentum to meet up into a seat. And as you come up to a seat, you're going to bring your blocks with you. Just place those to the top corner of your mat. You may or may not need those a little later. Good. From your easy seat, we're going to make our way to hands and knees. So go ahead, set up for tabletop, a neutral spine. Think about stacking your shoulders over your wrists and your hips over your knees. And then your next inhale is cow pose. Belly lowers and gaze goes forward. Your exhale is cat. Round your spine and tuck your chin. Good. Do another like that. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, round your spine for cat. And start to take the breath on your own rhythm. You can stay a bit longer in one of these postures if you'd like, or you can start to take other movements to open up. Sometimes it feels nice to circle your hips or look over your shoulders. There's really no right or wrong. Just go where your body wants to go. And if you find a tight spot, stay there for a few breaths. Work it out. Good. And then slowly come on back to center. Make sure that your left shoulder's on top of your left wrist and reach your right arm open for a twist. Circle your right wrist in one direction. Go the other way. And then thread the needle, right shoulder and temple down to the floor. From here, you can keep your left hand down for support. You can deepen sensation by either walking your fingertips forward or looping your left arm around your waist for a half bind. Bring some awareness to the space between your shoulder blades. That's an area that gets tight with stress. And so if you're holding your stress there, try to soften as we hold the pose. You take one more inhale. On your exhale, plant the left hand down, twist the right arm open. And then when you come back to tabletop, do a round of your cat-cow. Let that go. Good. Right shoulder over right wrist. Reach your left arm open for a twist. Circle your wrist in one direction. Go the other way. And then thread the needle left shoulder and temple down. You decide how you want to deepen. Either one is fine. This side might feel a little different than the first. Maybe you need more support. Maybe you come a bit deeper. It's really up to you. Good. Take an inhale. Exhale. Let's reach that left arm open. One more twist. And then come on down to hands and knees. Do a round of your cat-cow. Let it go. Now from here, we're going to find our first downward facing dog. Curl your toes, send your hips high, and press your thighs back. It might feel nice to ease into this first one with movement. If you want to walk your dog, sway your hips, and just really try to relax your neck. Nod your head yes a few times. Shake it no. Allow the crown of your head to be heavy. Start to walk your hands back towards your feet. You can have a soft micro bend to your knees, maybe a more generous bend to your knees, but you either want to bring your hands down to the floor or hands can reach up and grab for opposite elbows. Good. You can do this pose in stillness. You can add movement by swaying side to side and shifting the weight back and forth between your feet. Good. Slowly bring your hands down to the floor if they're not there already. Keep that bend to your knees and roll up to standing slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Neck and head are the last to come up. Nice. All right, let's meet at the top of the mat in our mountain pose, and we'll start to link our breath with movement. So on your next inhale, bring your arms up and overhead. On your exhale, soften to your knees as you fold over your legs. Inhale, bring your hands to your shins. Come back to that tabletop flat back. Then exhale, fold over your legs and release. Inhale your arms up. Exhale your hands to your heart. So we'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, draw a circle with your hands. Exhale, soft bend to your knees as you fold. Inhale, hands to shins. Shine the crown of your head forward. And then exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, draw a straight line to your heart. 1 more. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, hands to shins. Exhale, fold and release. Inhale your arms up and overhead. Exhale your hands to your heart. So let's add on from there. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, soft bend to your knees as you fold. Inhale, hands come to shins. Exhale, fold, plant your palms, step back, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, shift forward to your plank and pause. Okay. On your exhale, we come down to the floor. You can always bring your knees down first. Everything hits the mat, tops of the feet are flat, and then inhale to a baby cobra. Lift up your chest, roll your shoulder heads back. Exhale, chest to the floor. Press up through hands and knees. Find your downward facing dog. Take an inhale as we hold. Stay for the exhale, let it go. Inhale, come up high in your toes, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, take tiny little steps to the top of your mat. Inhale, bring your hands to your shins, lengthen. Exhale, fold over your legs and release. Inhale your arms up and overhead. Exhale, soft bend to your knees as you fold. Inhale, hands to shins, flat back. Exhale, fold and release. Plant your palms, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come up high in your toes, shift to plank and pause. Exhale, lower all the way down to the floor. Inhale to a cobra pose. Like a wave, lift your chest and loop your shoulders at the top. Exhale, come down. Find downward facing dog through plank or tabletop. You choose. Take an inhale here as we hold. Stay for the exhale. Let it go. Inhale, come up high in your toes, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, make your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, bring your hands to your shins. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, soft bend to your knees, fold forward. Inhale, hands to shins. Exhale, fold and release. Plant your palms, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, shift to plank. Exhale, lower down to the floor. Good. Once you get down, tops of the feet are flat. Walk your hands off to the side of your mat. Tend your fingertips down like spider legs. And on your inhale, press down into the tops of the feet. Lift up, super cobra. On your exhale, dip your right shoulder forward, gaze to the left. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, dip your left shoulder forward, gaze to the right. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, chest to the floor. Slide your hands by your side. Press up to hands and knees. Good. From hands and knees, bring your right foot forward and scoot your left leg back. Good. Now, carefully walk your hands up to the top of your leg And press down into your leg, into your tailbone that's heavy. Stack your right knee on top of your right ankle. And then on your next inhale, reach your arms up and overhead for a low lunge. On your exhale, we're going to take an open twist. Left hand forward, right hand back. On your inhale, look past your right thumb. And on your exhale, bring everything back to low lunge. Good. Inhale, settle down in. Exhale, sweep down, reframe your foot. Good. Now, I highly recommend blocks for this next one. We're going to take a half split. So you're going to start to straighten the right leg and flex the right foot. Move your fingertips or your props underneath your shoulders. You want a tall spine here from your tailbone up to the crown of your head. When you round your spine in this pose, it takes away to the stretch to the back of the leg. And as the sensation starts to build, start to direct your breath there. One more inhale. Exhale, bend into your front knee, release the props, plant your hands and send your right foot to tabletop. Pause here, and then reach your right leg long, keep the toes curled, and shift back and forth a few times. Now lift your right toes up off the floor, and reach your left fingertips forward. Find length by reaching through your fingertips and your toes. We're going to hold this for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Hand and knee come down. Good. Do a round of your cat-cow. And then come back to tabletop. Left foot forward. Carefully walk your hands up. Take the base of your palms and press down into your leg. Your tailbone gets heavy. Stack your left knee on top of your left ankle. Inhale your arms up and overhead, low lunge. Exhale to your open twist. Right hand forward, left hand back. Inhale, take your gaze past your left thumb. Exhale, come back, low lunge. Inhale as you settle. Press down into both of your big toes. And then exhale, sweep down, reframe your foot. We're taking that half splits. Blocks or not, you're going to straighten the left leg, flex the left foot, and then walk your props or your fingertips underneath your shoulders. Think about pressing the left heel forward as you send the left hip back. And there's length in your spine from your tailbone up to the crown of your head. Good. Take one more inhale. Exhale, bend back into your knee, release the blocks, plant your hands, left foot to tabletop, pause. Then reach the left leg long, toes stay curled, shift back and forth a few times. Lift your left toes up, reach your right fingertips forward, pull your low belly up and in. We're gonna hold this for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hand and knee come down, a round of your cat-cow, let it go. And then take a well-deserved child's pose. Big toes touch, knees go wide. Send your hips toward your heels and your forehead to rest down to the mat, to one of your props. Or you can do what I like to do, make a little pillow out of your forearms. Rest your forehead there. Consider this your home base. What that means is that this pose is available to you the whole time that we're practicing. So if you become fatigued, if you lose your breath, if I call out a pose that doesn't feel right in your body this evening, know that you can always return to child's pose as an alternative to any posture to reground and to reconnect. Take one more inhale here, fill up. Stay for the exhale, let it go. Good, press up to hands and knees. And before we do anything else, put your props on either side of your mat. You may or may not want to use those as we get going, so it's just always nice to have those handy right away. From tabletop, you'll curl your toes, send your hips high, and press your thighs back. On your next inhale, reach your right leg high and back. On your exhale, bring your knee into your chest. Hold, hover around your spine like you would in cat pose. Inhale your right leg high and back. Exhale, knee to chest, shoulders over wrists. Inhale, right leg high and back. Exhale, knee to chest, look forward, right foot to right thumb lunge. Now drop your left heel down to the mat so that your left toes point up to the top corner of the mat. And you're going to come up to a warrior one. Good. Once you get up, then take a moment to adjust the stance. Shimmy your right foot closer to the right edge of your mat, and then seal the pinky edge of your back foot down. Now take your gaze forward. On your inhale, take your gaze up. On your exhale, sweep your hands to the back of the mat and bow forward. Inhale, warrior one. And then exhale, sweep and bow. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, warrior one, and pause. On your exhale, bring your hands to your hips, straighten your front leg, and then shorten your stride by about a third. Your hip points point forward. Take an inhale, press down into your feet. Exhale, start to feel that hinging at your hips. Start to fold. Your hands can come down to your blocks on any height, or you can dangle your torso over the front leg for pyramid pose. Good. Crown of the head is weighted down so there's length in the back of your neck. There's a soft micro bend to your right knee. Maybe there's a very generous bend to your right knee. We'll all look a little different here. And press down firmly into your feet. Keep your legs engaged. Good. Now on your next inhale, lift up to a flat back. And then pivot onto the ball bone of your left foot until you're in a lunge. You're going to walk your fingertips or your blocks over to the left. And once you get to center, bend into your back knee and pause. Skandasana. Good. Now come through center. Bend into your front knee, get low. And come through center. Good. Bend into your back knee, Skandasana, and pause. Good. Bend it into your front knee, get low. And then you're going to walk your hands to the top of the mat, pivot your feet until you're in your lunge. Right leg goes to plank. Inhale, shift forward. And exhale, lower down. Inhale, your back bend, offer your heart. And then exhale, find your downward facing dog. Inhale and breathe left leg high and back. Exhale, knee to chest, hold, hover, and round your spine. Inhale, left leg high and back. Exhale, knee to chest, shoulders over wrists. Inhale, left leg high and back. Exhale, knee to chest, look forward, left foot to left thumb lunge. Back heel's gonna come down. Come on up to your warrior one and pause, and then adjust your base. Wiggle your left foot closer to the left edge of your mat. And as you press your right hip forward, send your left hip back. Inhale, take your gaze up. Exhale, sweep and bow. Inhale, strong legs, warrior one. Exhale, let it go. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, warrior one, pause. Exhale your hands to your hips, straighten your front leg, shorten your stride by a third. Hip points point forward. Inhale, press down into your feet. Exhale, start to hinge at your hips and fold forward. Good. Hands can frame the front foot. Hands can come down to your blocks on any height. The left leg is straightened at any amount. Doesn't have to be perfectly straight. Crown of the head's weighted down, the neck is relaxed. Press down firmly into your feet to keep your legs engaged. Inhale, lift up halfway. Pivot onto the ball of your right foot. Walk your fingertips and your blocks over to the right. And then on your inhale, lift up halfway. On your exhale, hinge and fold forward. Good. Hands can stay to props. Maybe hands come down to the floor. Shift all of your weight to the ball mounds of your feet until your tailbone is high. Crown of the head is weighted down. And then come back up to that halfway lift. Plant the left hand down, twist your right arm open. Good. Come back to center and twist your left arm open. Come back to center, lift up halfway, and then start to walk your hands to the top of the mat. Pivot your feet until you're in your lunge. Left leg to plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, cobra. And then exhale, find downward facing dog. Hips go high, thighs press back. Take an inhale here as we hold. Stay for that exhale, let it go. Inhale, come up high on your toes, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, make your way to the top of the mat. Inhale your hands to your shins. And then exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale your arms up and overhead. And exhale your hands to your heart. Good. Legs together, feet together. Bring the palms of your hands up overhead and release your fingers. Inhale, press down into your feet, reach your fingers up. Exhale, lengthen to the left and breathe into your right side body. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, lengthen to the right, breathe into your left side body. Inhale, come back to center, release the fingers, and exhale, fold forward. Good. Inhale, hands come to shins. Exhale, fold over your legs. Plant your palms, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale and reach, right leg high and back. Exhale, knee to chest, look forward, right foot to right thumb lunge. Now your left knee is going to come down to the floor, but this time keep your toes curled. Make sure you have your blocks on either side of your mat. And then carefully walk your hands up, base of the palms pressed down. This time you'll drop your right forearm to your right thigh. Inhale and reach left arm up and overhead. Give the left side another stretch. Exhale, come back to center. Your next inhale is going to be a transition. You're going to sweep your hands to the back of the mat, lift your left knee up off the floor, and hover your torso over your front leg. Squeeze your shoulder blades in towards each other. Press your left heel away from you. Take one more deep breath. And then on your exhale, release your hands down to your props or the floor and lift your left toes up off the mat. You'll walk your fingers or your props a little bit further in front of you from here so that they're directly underneath your shoulders. And your toes stay down so your hips stay neutral. There's a soft micro bend to your right knee. You can keep your hands grounded. You can bring your hands to your heart. Make sure you're staying with the breath. Good, one more inhale. Exhale, hands come down. Release the blocks, plant the hands, right leg to plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, your back bend. Exhale, find downward facing dog. Inhale and breathe, left leg high and back. Exhale, knee to chest, look forward, left foot to left thumb lunge. Back knee comes down, this time toes stay curled. Hands walk up, base of the palms press down into your leg. Left forearm to left thigh. Inhale, right arm up and over your ear. Exhale, come back to center. Inhale is that transition. Lift your right knee, sweep your palms, and hover your torso. Good. Get strong in your legs. There's a slight lift to your chest, so reach your fingertips back. And then you're going to bring your hands down to your props or to the floor. Right leg lifts. Shift your blocks of your fingertips underneath your shoulders. And then right toes point down. There's a soft micro bend to your left knee. Shine the crown of your head forward. Your hands can stay grounded, or you can bring your hands to your heart. One more inhale. Exhale, come on back to your lunge. Blocks off to the side. Left leg to plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower all the way down and pause. Good. Now, you're going to bring your left hand to your left rib cage, your right arm out like a T, and roll over onto your right shoulder and pause. Good. This might be where you stay with your legs stacked, with your left hand down for support. Or to deepen, you can take your top leg, bend your knee and bring it behind the bottom leg, and then that left arm can loop around your waist for a half bind. Think about how we walk around all day hunched over our phones, texting and typing. This is the opposite movement of that. Might feel a little sticky and crunchy in your shoulders. You can always support your right tempo with a prop to make this pose a little gentler. But if you can breathe, if you haven't lost the rhythm of your breath, you are right where you need to be. Take one more deep breath here. And then on the exhale, you're going to come through center and over to the other side. Right hand to right rib cage, left arm out. Roll over onto your left shoulder, pause. You can keep your legs stacked, or you can deepen as you would like. So that top leg can come behind the bottom. Right arm can loop around your waist for that half bind. And once again, settle down into the posture. Try to soften. Use your breath. Take one more inhale. On your exhale, come through center. We're going to find Sphinx pose from here. So bring your forearms flat and parallel. And then bring your elbows in towards your rib cage. Drag your fingertips across your mat. Feel how that makes your chest shift forward. Look over your right shoulder. And come back to center. Look over your left shoulder. And come back to center. Take your gaze down and sway your head from side to side. Give the back of your neck a stretch. Do one more on each side. Even it out. When you come back to center, take your gaze forward for Sphinx. We'll hold Sphinx a bit longer. Now, this is a back bend. If it's a little too passive and you'd like to add some elements, some sensation, you can turn your fingers out to the edge of your mat and lift your forearms up off the floor for seal pose. Now, seal pose is tricky. If you lift up and you find that your low back feels crunchy or compromised, come right back to your Sphinx because it's not worth it to strain your muscles. However, if you're up here in your seal and you want a little more, bend your knees and take your gaze up. King Cobra. And it doesn't matter which one you choose, but we will be here for 3 more rounds of breath. the bottom of that last exhale, lower everything down to the floor. Make a little pillow out of your forearms. Rest your forehead on your pillow. It might feel nice to bend your knees and move your feet back and forth, just to give your low back a little massage, a little release from that hard work. And then feet can come down to the mat. You'll bring your forearms wide to the edge of the mat like they're goalposts. Your right cheek comes down, your left knee bends and rolls slightly off the mat. You want to keep the sole of your foot and your shin flat here. And we're using the floor as a prop. And it's going to gently open up our hip. If you're looking for more sensation, you can straighten your leg and see if that turns it on for you. But not every yoga stretch is designed to be this big, dramatic stretch. Some are just meant to rest and restore your body. So if you want to keep it more on the rest and restore side, just keep a bend to your knee. And just tap into the rise and the fall of your breath underneath you. Take one more inhale here. On your exhale, straighten your left leg back to meet your right. Left cheek comes down. Right knee bends, rolls slightly off the mat, so the foot and the shins can stay flat to begin. Or you can straighten your leg to deepen the sensation. Just pay attention to the rhythm of your breath. You can feel it because you're lying on your belly. When you inhale, your belly rises underneath you. When you exhale, your belly lowers and moves away from you. Take one more inhale. On your exhale, straighten your right leg back to meet your left. Slide your hands by your side. Press up to tabletop. Go ahead and take a seat and give your legs a shake. We're going to do a forward fold with our legs long this evening. Now, you can use your prop to help you with this posture. Take your strap, belt, necktie, towel, whatever you've got. You can loop it around the ball mounds of your feet. And then give yourself enough slack on your strap to create some length in your spine. So that means pressing your sitting bones down to the floor as you reach the crown of your head up towards the ceiling. And take an inhale here, keep the length. Then exhale, start to hinge forward at your hips and fold. There's a soft micro bend to your knees here. To deepen, walk your hands up your prop. Then once you have yourself situated in the fold, let your spine round. Notice where you're holding your stress this evening. Is it the back of your neck? Is it the space between your shoulder blades? Maybe it's your low back or your hips that feel the tension. Wherever the sensation builds, direct your breath there. Take one more inhale. And then slowly on the exhale, start to walk your fingertips back. Lift up your chest. You can remove your prop. Give your legs a little shake. Take your right peace fingers and circle grip your right big toe. You're going to lift your leg, bend your knee, and then cradle your shin with your arm in your hands. Start to rock side to side here. And then you're going to cross your right leg on top of your left. Okay? Now, you're going to bring your right hand behind you, and the left arm is going to hug the top knee. You can either align your chin with your chest, or you can take your gaze past your right shoulder. One more inhale. Exhale, come through center and give your legs a shake. Take your left peace fingers, circle grip your left big toe. Lift your leg, bend your knee, and cradle your shin. Rock side to side. Now cross left on top of right. Right arm's gonna hug top knee, left arm's gonna come behind you. You can either align your chin with your chest, or you can take your gaze past your left shoulder. One more inhale. Exhale, come through center, give your legs a little shake. So we are coming down to the back, to our back from here, and we'll stay there for the rest of the class. Have one of your props handy at the top corner of your mat, and then come to lie down on your back. When you get all the way down, take a nice good morning stretch. Reach through your fingertips, reach through your toes. Circle out your wrists and circle out your ankles. And then rest your hands down by your side, bend your knees, bring your feet flat, lift up your hips, and place your block to your low back. Good. Make sure the low back and the hips are supported. Bring the block down lower than you think you may need it. And if you have tension in your hips or your low back when you come into this pose, walk your feet wide to the edge of your mat. That'll give your pelvis some space. Feel your feet press down into the floor. Feel your hips get heavy on your block. Your shoulder blades spread and widen beneath you. And the back of your head, the base of your skull, is gently supported by the mat and by the floor. And your only job is to breathe. Take one more inhale here. On your exhale, start to lift your hips up off your prop. Scoot that off to the side, and as your hips come down to the mat, hug your knees into your chest. Once again, it might feel nice to take that movement to give your low back a little massage. You can keep knees to chest, or you can take a happy baby. For happy baby, grab for the sides of the feet with your hands and pull your hips down in the direction of the floor. If you take happy baby, you can continue to rock side to side as well. Maybe you play around with straightening your legs. Then you're going to let go of your knees or your feet and let your legs go long. We're coming into our rest pose. You want to take a moment to shift your hair, your body, your clothes, and get as comfortable as you can in this position. Return to your natural and spontaneous breath. The breath that enters and leaves your body without any kind of an effort. And feel how the mat and the floor supports your body. Back of your head presses down into the mat. Feel the weight of your shoulders underneath you. Feel the weight of your glute muscles. And feel your heels press down into the mat. You are supported. What can you soften? What can you let go of? If you have more time to devote to this pose, I recommend another 5 to 10 minutes here. But if you are ready to be guided out, begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes and sway your head from side to side. Bring your knees into your chest. Roll all the way over to your right or left side and pause. And then use the strength of your top arm to press up to a seat. As you come up to seated, bring the palms of your hands together. Press your thumbs into your sternum. Feel your heart beat underneath your thumbs. I want to thank you so much for sharing your practice with me this evening. And I hope to see you again next week. Take care.